Going on, everyone? It's Jamie here from SaaS University, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to price your SaaS product to make sure you're making enough money and you're not outpricing yourself in comparison to the competition. So make sure you stay to the end of the video as we're going to go over different ways here, plus different pricing models. I'm going to piggyback here off HubSpot's article. They did a really good job at outlining everything. So we're just going to go through this with our own tips here, or my own tips here, and different explanations. So let's start here. So how to price a SaaS product. So there are 5 ways: cost-based, competition-based, penetration-based, value-based, and freemium-based. Then we'll also go over into different pricing models. So let's start here. Cost-based SaaS pricing. So with cost-based, you're basically just going to price it so that you're making money on every sale. So if it costs you $100 to design something, you sell it for $125, that's going to pay you a 20% profit. This is an interesting one for SaaS here, as most costs for SaaS are kind of grouped up into developer costs and marketing costs. It's less on a per unit basis, as your gross margin should be extremely high, as you are providing software and not a physical product. If you're just starting out, I probably wouldn't recommend using this strategy, as you want to remain competitive so you can grow your SaaS product. So the next one is competitor-based pricing. This is going to be pricing your product relative to how expensive your competitors are. If you're selling your app through a platform such as Shopify, or you're on the Wix App Store, or you're the Apple App Store, or the Google App Store, you're going to want to be very aware of what your competitors are pricing their own apps at. You don't want to be too expensive, but you can come in with a cheaper strategy at the beginning and say this app is going to be cheaper than the competitors, hoping to lure away different customers. So this is something extremely relevant, because if you're on one of these listing sites, your customers are going to be comparing different apps here to see which one is more price appropriate for them. So this leads us into penetration pricing. So if you are on one of the app stores, penetration pricing is a company temporarily reduces its prices to generate demand quickly. It's typically marked by a designated time frame when you may or may not disclose to customers how long it's going to last for. So you could do this where maybe you're selling way cheaper than it should be, but over time, you're going to raise those prices, but you want to make sure you're getting the message out there. This tends to depend on the niche for your SaaS. Some customers are less price sensitive than others. Many B2B customers are less price sensitive as long as the app meets their needs, but it can be a good way to generate demand in a very cost sensitive way, or if your customers are cost price sensitive. Next is going to be value-based pricing. This is going to be when your products and services are priced based on how much value they provide their target audience and how much they think it will be worth. So let's say your product saves a customer $2,000 a month in costs they would have been spending otherwise. You could justify it to say, we'll charge $500, but you'll still save $1,500 in the end. And maybe our product is better than what you're using before, so you can price it on the value you generate. You can also do time. Let's say it saves an employee 20 hours per week. If that employee is being paid $20 an hour, you could say, we're saving you $400 a week there. Maybe we'll charge $100, $50, $20. Depends on what you want to price it, but that's how you can justify it to your customers. It could also be something where the value is just so high, nothing else competes to this, so customers are going to be willing to pay a higher price. Or if you're a marketing app and you help customers generate extra millions of dollars in sales, you can reasonably justify a higher price because of how much extra value you're bringing in. Next is going to be freemium pricing. So it's when you offer a free limited version of the app. It's where you offer customers a free limited version of the app to increase signups. Many larger SaaS companies will offer freemium pricing because it brings customers in the door. You can then upsell them on your product later. You can offer them a limited set, so they have to upgrade to get more advanced features that they'll be looking for. And so you're there along the customer journey. This model can be a little harder if you are a smaller SaaS startup, as even if a customer is free, you'll still have to service them. You have to speak to them customer service channels. They'll be using up resources. It is something to keep in mind, but freemium can be a great way to scale. Example, this is ProfitWell by Paddle. They offer product analytics or profit analytics, and it's completely free to start. And they offer a huge feature set at the premium level or the freemium level. And it makes it really easy for customers to lure away themselves from your competitors and come to your own brand, as they can try things out and get most things for free. So 5 different pricing models on how to price your product. So let's dive into ways to price your product. The first one is going to be usage pricing. So you can charge customers on how much they use for the app. This one's great because it provides a lower bar of entry and it attracts freelance to enterprise businesses to check them out. It's kind of like a pay-as-you-go model. I've seen this for things such as photo optimizers. For each one you submit, you're going to have to pay per photo. It's great because it's easy to back out, and it's going to be a low cost, especially if a customer is doing a small amount. Another way could be user count pricing. You're going to price based on the number of users or seats that a customer or company has. Many larger SaaS companies do this, as they'll pay for so many employees to access said software. Salesforce is a big one of this, and it's great because it allows for easy calculations. Shared logins can be a negative, however. Many people are using one login rather than having their own accounts. It could be unattractive to growing businesses, as they have to pay as they continue to grow. So tiered pricing, this is probably one of the most popular SaaS models models here, especially for smaller SaaS companies. We're either going to charge on a monthly or a yearly basis depending on the tier of the plan. So many companies will have different tiers here for different monthly rates. It could be held back by features. It could be limited on quotas too, maybe how many orders are synced or how many items are synced into the app. It's going to allow the user to pick the plan that's right for them based on the size that they are. Could be company-wise, depending on the number of employees or people going to use it, or the features that they are looking for. Last pricing model will just be flat rate pricing. This is where you're going to charge a monthly or yearly subscription, but one price rate overall. It can be the most straightforward one to set up and to charge for. The cons of this are that it's not personalized and you can be missing out on some profits, especially because you'll get some customers using a lot of the app and some using a little. So having a tiered pricing plan would probably be more appropriate. The last one is just going to be per feature pricing, where you're only going to pay for the features you need to, and you're going to get a customized plan at the end. So last for easy to scale and affordability. It can be a little confusing for customers, but if you have quite a few segments on the features you offer and customers aren't going to want each of them, this could be something you use for your app. So this concludes the video on how to price your SaaS product. We looked at different ways to price your app. So we looked at cost-based, competition-based, penetration pricing, value-based pricing, and freemium pricing. We also looked at different models. We looked at usage-based, tiered-based, user count-based, as well as per feature-based, along with a flat rate plan as well. So hopefully this gave you some clarification on how to price your SaaS product. If you enjoyed the video, I would love it if you hit that like and subscribe button below. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.